The Gemorrah and the Shulchan Aruch. I'm trying very hard to finish the Simon for Pesach because
That's it. You have another 2 weeks.
Baruch Hashem this year we really moved very nicely. We covered a lot during the winter. Among them, we covered first 3 daf and Kita. Hopefully, we'll do these 2 daf in the first page also about Kita. And we did simulation of Gimel, which is one of the longest simanim.
We finished it, no?
We finished it.
Yeah.
And I hope we finish also Rishon and Dalet before Pesach. That was paved the way for us to do some Shin tests after Pesach, which are all critical simonim to understand when it comes to the kitchen in Shabbos. Rishon Gimel and Dalet is all about the Blech on Shabbos, and Shin Yud is all about cooking on Shabbos, which is Isure, Skila, and Kodesh.
Right.
Mixing, taking food off while it's in the pot, reheating food on Shabbos, and so on and so forth. Right now, let's jump straight into the Gemorrah, Daf Yud Ches Amud Beis. Daf Yud Ches Amud Beis. Daf Yud Ches Amud Beis. It's like the middle of the daf. The first word is domi. Shapir domi. Yeah.
Where is it?
The Gemara before that said.
That is also the Mefalka.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Gemara before that said Chiddush. That now that you told me the whole thing of a blech is Shamiyachat v'gecholim, so Kedei Chayayis, real raw meat, then you don't need to have a blech. Because we know already by night it's not going to help.
You're not gonna.
Until tomorrow, it's
slow cook is.
It's going to cook anyway. It's slow cook. So the Gemara now that my master said, "Call me the koshlei zikalim megalalei," everything with the wind, it could ruin it when a person is not going to be megalit. We said it before. Look at Bidai. Look at Bisham Mitzil. So now I'm going to say a chiddush. Hi bisr de gadya v'shori. If there was basar of a gedi and also the tanur was plastered, there's 2 milas. Rashi says a gedi. Number 1, a gedi is very soft and a little bit of wind will ruin it. And number 2, if a person puts teeth around the door of the tanur, and then he has to open it, he has to break the tit. By the time he breaks the tit, he remembers it's Shabbos. By the time he remembers it's Shabbos, he's not going to be Machal Shabbos. So if he has Beda Milas, God, you're allowed to leave the meat here, and you don't need to have you don't have to have a blech. There's 1 mile. The Barcha V'Loi Shorik, 1 mile, only 1 mile. The Barcha V'Loi Shorik. If I'm sorry, before we go. If it's both chesronis, it's from a cow, and also
What do we care? He's not allowed to break it anyways on Shabbos.
No, you're allowed to break it. It's not it's narishkeit. It's a little bit.
You're allowed to.
Yeah.
We're not worried that he's gonna break it.
Yeah. By the time he's gonna break it.
Like more.
Yeah, it's like a big. You can buy a bucket like this. You buy it in Costco for $1.99.
Like shit like the compound.
Yeah, it's like the cheap stuff. You're allowed to do it on Shabbos. You're allowed to break it on Shabbos. Yeah. How about it has 1 mile? Again, God you vishar to get 2 miles. Shapidom, it's good. You don't have a blech. Marchav loishorik, both chesrenes. Also, how about what has only 1 mile? God you loishorik, barcha vishorik. 1 mile. It's just the mitzad gedi, or just because shorik. Rabasha says it's mutter. Rabbi Yirmiyah B'difta said it's also. So Gemara, Rabasha, the shorik, according to Rabasha, it's mutter. But Tanya, we learned in the Brayso, we learned in the Mishnah really. Ain't Tzerlin, Basar, Batzal, Beitza, look at this, Tzerlin, and Bayjan. You can't roast meat unless it's cooked in Bayjan. The Gemara later says, Kamachim on the soy, but still. So we see that there is an issue with sli of meat. So the Gemara says, Rabasha answers, Pasha, Hasam, the Barcha, V'loi Shorik. At both chesaronis, it's a barcha velo shorik, and therefore
Bacha is meat from
a cow.
From a cow.
And loy shorik, and therefore there's a problem, and therefore ain't silent. Therefore we say ain't silent. Ikadamri, there's a second ikadamri that everything is more cooler. The gadya, if it's a gedi, bein shorik, bein loy shorik. I don't care if it's shorik or loy shorik. Shapiridami. Either way, it's good. A gedi, just because the wind, you're gonna ruin it. It's shapiridami. It's good. The bar chanami v'shorik. If it's from a cow, but the plaster is sealed, also shapiridami. Keep leaking the bar v'lo shorik. It's from a cow, and the door is not plastered. Rabashi shori. What do you mean if the also? Frag die Gemorrah Rabashi, the shori Rabashi it's mutter, Vatanya will not in the Braisa and the Mishnah ain't saying also bottle of Eitzek at the shit Badya. You're not allowed to do tzli unless it's going to be solo in the Badya. So when is the Mishnah talking about? The Mishnah said you're not allowed to. You tell me you're always allowed to. So the Gemara says Hasam Bisri Agumri. They're just talking about it's the Vosser is mamish on the coals. Toisus explains it doesn't mean mamish on the coals. It means that that there's no door to the oven. As long as there's a door to the oven, you see, like over here, the oven has a door. As long as there's a door to the oven, that you can. So by the time the person is going to open the door to be mechata begecholim, it's Shabbos. Okay. Rabashi is very mekel. Zog the Gemorrah weiter, Amar Avina, I krochaya. Kro is it's a pumpkin, a raw pumpkin. Shapiridami. You're allowed to leave it on the fire. Given the kosher zika, because the wind is very bad for it. Kibisa the gadya damia. It's like a bossar of gedi.
Also, gedi, it's very soft.
Very soft and very sensitive to the wind.
The wind is very sensitive to it. It's running.
Yeah. The Rambam kedarkoi daf learning the Gemorrah anders. It's so funny because we're so used to learning Gemorrah like Rashi. We're so used to learning Gemorrah like Rashi. Rambam is like a lot of times sounds us off the wall. To the Rambam, this is the main nekudas that are different than Gemorrah. Everything in Moshe Kapoyer. The Gedi, to him, the wind is
bad for the Gedi.
is not bad for the Gedi. It's just the Gedi that's close to the coals. When a person is going to turn around the coals, the basa Gedi, which is very sensitive, is going to get burnt. And the wind is something else. If you put plaster around the door of the tanur,
Right.
and then you break and you open up, all of a sudden the wind goes in. Because why would they put teeth? They would put teeth in order to make it airtight. It's like the bowl.
More warm.
Yeah, but also for airtight.
All right. So
and now that he breaks it and he opens it up,
you're gonna make air going.
If you ever didn't put teeth, so it's a bit like teeth is coming, a little wind coming in. But if you take the teeth and you break it and you open, that's the way that Rambam learns. The Rambam and Rashi, everything is going to be different than Gemara. I'll just point out a few nekudas why Rashi didn't learn like the Rambam. If you look at the Ikadamri, according to Rashi, goes very well. Ikadamri. Now that we said that the wind plays a strong part in this whole sugya, the gadya, if it's a gedi, ben the shapidam is good because the wind. The barcha nami from a cow, also the word nami, also vishorik, that you put teeth around the door. Shapidam nami, it's also, even though it's not mitzad the wind, but it's a different thing because according to Rashi, the teeth is going to remind you of Shabbos. According to the Rambam, what do you mean nami?
Excuse me, where's this Rashi? Which Rashi is it, Rabbi?
All the Rashis.
Excuse me, where's the Rashi?
I read the Rashis before.
I know, which Rashi? I don't see which one you're learning now.
I'm not learning it now. Gadya, I'll read it over a second time. Gadya is kasher lezik.
No, just tell me where it is. I can follow along, please. Could you tell me where the Rashi is so I can follow along in my Gemara, please?
After you ask, you have to breathe for a second and let me answer. It's a Dibur Amaschel Gadya. You see Gadya?
And whereabouts could I find it?
It's about 12 from the bottom.
Bottom of Yudches Samad Aleph or base?
Base.
Yudches Samad base, 12 or 14 lines from the bottom?
21 lines in the
Right.
bottom. 21 lines in the bottom.
And the different maskul is
Gadya.
one
Chad
word,
Gadya.
Gadya.
Yeah, like the Chad
No,
Gadya.
but Gadya is cut. So Gadya is Kashrei Zika. Is that
Yes,
the
you got
one?
it. Yes, that one.
Okay,
Gadya
thank
is
you.
kosher like zika.
Thank you.
The wind is very bad for the gedi. The wind is very bad for the gedi. Next, Rashi.
The Rambam doesn't know that.
No, the Rambam knows everything kapoyer. Shorik, it's Zakrashi Pia Tanur. The opening of the Tanur has the Shorik means betit. There's plaster, sovi kisui around the kisui. Eini muchen lachtas. It's not easy to be machtas because you're going to have to break the seal, open the door, and then be machata b'cholim. By then, you're going to remember it's Shabbos. By then, you're going to remember, it's Shabbos, you're not allowed to be machata. Rashi says, Barcha is ayel godel, loik asher lezika. The wind is not bad for ayel godel. V'osel legalu pi tanur. We're scared that he's going to open up the tanur. Lita el kisuyev, and in order to open up the opening of the tanur, lachta in order to move the gecholim around. The Gemara says, Gadla v'lo shorik has one mila. It's a gedi but lo shorik. Ike chodel isura v'chodel teira. There's one mila, one chisaron. Then at the end of the Gemara it says, Bebisa agumri she'ena betanur. It's not in a tanur. I feel a kisei like it. There's no kisei. Umuchen lahapach boy ulachatas. Rabbi Ashi at the end of the Gemara said that the only time where a goizer with a tzli is when there is no door to the tanur. So because it's easy to put his hand into the tanur, it's kikorev alecha adover moed beficha b'lvavcha la'asoisei. It's kikorev alecha adover moed. It's very easy. The person is going to be machata very fast. So according to Rashi, if you read back in the Gemara, Ika da Amri, Gad ben the Shorik ben the Shorik Shapri Dami. The Gedi is good. I don't care if you put teeth, you didn't put teeth, it's good. Why? Because the wind is going to ruin it. The Barcha, if it's from a cow, Nami also the Shorik, and you put teeth, Shapri Dami, it's good. It's not the main thing. The Sugya starts, Ashad Omar Mar, now that you told me that wind plays a role. So the main thing where wind plays a role is by a gedi, not by a barch. But also that there's a kula because the teeth will be like a sign to remind you of Shabbos. According to the Rambam, where fakert, the main thing is where the wind is when there's teeth. So why is the Gemara says the barch nami v'shorik? Shapir what's nami? That's the point. That's what you said. That what's the nami? Vuda nami. Also at the end of the Gemara, when the Gemara says Amaravina haikro chaya shapir dami. The pumpkin that's raw is good, given the kasher zika, because the wind is bad for it. Kibisra de gadya dami. Right there, it sounds like Rashi, not like the Rambam. The Rambam says that the wind has nothing to do with the gedi. The wind has to do when you put plaster around the door of the tanur. So when you're going to break the plaster, the wind is going to come in and ruin the stuff in the tanur. Weiter. So the Gemara reads very well like Rashi. It's going to be a lot of nafkaminas in Rashi because basically one of the main nafkaminas is like this. And the Sfardim paskin like the Rambam and the Ashkenazim paskin like Rashi and Toysvus. We paskin more lakula. So any tanur that has seal on it, which is tit, we don't care what's in there. Whatever's in there, because by the time he's going to remember, by the time he's going to break it, according to the Rambam, has to be boss at sleep, because if it's sitting in there in a gededa, so what do you mean? There's water till the top of the gededa. Who do you care that there's wind in there? So according to Rashi, there's more kula here. There's chumras and kulas also. I'm saying in this thing of tit. So according to Rashi, as long as there's tit,
even if it's in a kedera.
Yeah, because there's teeth. You're not going to open it. There's teeth.
You know that to break this Shabbos.
So it's not about the wind.
Right. So, because the seal is going to remind you at Shabbos. The seal is going to remind you at Shabbos.
And Yom Chol also they used to put it.
Yeah, they used to
Probably,
put it.
yeah. That's the way to cook it.
How the oven could be if you put it. You need air. The fire is below it, no?
בטוח יש,
They
no
for
air.
sure they have a chimney.
they maybe had a chimney. Yeah, they had a
Yeah, for
chimney.
sure they have a chimney, but you
They
can't do
just-
nothing with the chimney, you can't.
The chimney makes that it goes only out, and because
But they need air. Fire need air. It can be a fire without air. If you seal the tanur, how the
so
tanur?
they controlled it. Mistama, they had like a tiny, looked just like tanurim today. They had a small thing, and you control, yeah, like a thing, and yeah, like a vent. You control it.
Charuba.
You control how much air goes in,
come in
right?
because
And you make it a
otherwise you
mashu
take
who
out.
should go in, or a
Yeah,
lot.
but still
Based
there's air.
in a tanur, you have to have some air. That they have a control in a tanur. Those good tanurim that are built to last. There's a thing that you open and close. How much avir you want should go in, but here is open from ala zayt, and there's too much air. So the teeth makes that there shouldn't be that much air. But according
Yeah, it's
to
electric.
the reason I showed you
Doesn't need
this is because we're going to get to this in a minute, but I'll get to this one of my 5 points.
What does it do?
This
So very cool.
pashtus, the reason it does is because hot surface. This gets very, very hot.
Yeah.
This gets very, very hot.
Okay.
So they're scared that a little kid will walk past and this thing will fall. And then the kid will get a very bad burn, or an adult.
Then they're gonna sue them.
And they'll sue them, yeah.
And then these things will hold the cover.
When you cover it like this, so it's very hard for it to fall.
Right. It would, okay.
Okay. Now I can ask a shayla. According to that Rambam, this thing it doesn't count as teeth.
No.
Teeth Schmidt. You see how the ear comes in from the
From all over the place.
According to Rashi, the teeth is a sign that Shabbos hayoin, it's like Shabbos. By time, so you could say, you could argue, you could say, no, teeth, I wasn't around then. And when Casca used to have the big barrels of teeth for $1.99, he used to pour it around. Me and you were not around those days.
Right.
It was 2,000 years
There's
ago.
no customer.
So, ich weiß nicht, could be that was a bigger malacha by the time you break it and open it. It could be no. Anything this is not, you can't just open it. You have to go and go like this. And then you could open it. So by the time you go like this and like this,
Shabbos.
it's a gedenken, it's a Shabbos.
Well, what are you going to do over here? What the chashash over here?
Okay. Let me get straight into this 5. Basically, this is a problem. What's the problem here? I'll explain what the problem is. Here is the way it works. Yeah. You put the 2 chickens. You could get bigger ones. You could put 4 chickens. Right before Shabbos, you put on the whole chicken. You just have to wash it, rinse it to make sure it's clean. You put on 1 chicken, the second chicken. No, because then you ruin it. This is the healthy thing is that you don't have to put anything on it. It's healthy. It's nothing. You don't have to put nothing. Shmer nothing. You put on 2 chickens, and then you put it inside. And you have to put it here. Should chop in the back. This over here. This is the piece that moves. This is the motor. So you put it aside, and then you close it.
This you have covered for Shabbos?
This I have for Shabbos, yeah.
For Shabbos. So
Here you go, and you put Lamazang, you want it for 2.5 hours. And so, see, it doesn't need even electricity for that. And then it's plugged in, and then the coils in the back get red hot, right? And it's turning around for 2.5 hours. And at the end, it finishes, and it makes a little bing, and it stops.
So, mamish before Lichbenchen, you started it.
Yeah. Why can't you do an hour before Lichbenchen?
What happened then?
Because if you're going to do an hour before Lichbenchen, this whole chicken's never going to take more than 2.5 hours to cook.
It take 2.5 hours?
It takes about 2 to 2.5 hours.
And if I do it 1 hour before Shabbos, what a problem?
It's not going to be.
It's going to be cold.
It'll be cold by the time it gets to Suda Shabbos.
You want it to be hot.
You want it to be hot.
The whole chokmah on this.
Yeah.
So you must wait until this is done.
Yeah. See, wait is done.
And once it's done, it's like there's no electricity. It's nothing.
Nothing.
It's not by itself.
Yeah.
So what's the chashash?
Oh, course
Make
we
it higher.
huh?
To make it higher.
He covers it
No,
with a
you
silver
can't make it
foil.
higher. This is roast.
That's here.
No heat is a chonish.
Yeah.
Sear is not hotter. It's not hotter. I don't know what sear is, but I don't think it's hotter.
But he covers with a silver foil.
If
When
is on,
he
you could,
touches it.
yeah, I don't think it can move even, but it could
It's
melt.
covered with
Yeah. So
For broil, so it gives like an intense heat so that it cooks the outside before the inside.
could be now if sear does move. The emes is now that I see that it moves,
So you make it less hot or
it's
more
a
hot?
problem. It's not. It's gonna. Okay.
But you have the foot.
Oh, so here is
This is the teeth.
so like this. The problem with the blech is like this. And Moshe says,
Why not to take it a regular chicken, put in the oven, not regular oven? That's weird. What's the difference? What this is different than regular
Oil drips out, right?
the oil drips out very slowly. And
Schmear with a piece of chicken oven, it's rubbery.
right.
What?
You put a piece of chicken in the oven, it'll taste like rubber.
Yeah.
And it makes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever tried to put a piece of chicken in the oven? You put nothing, no salt, nothing. Just put a
No,
piece of chicken in
no,
the
it
oven.
has to be in a tray with a lot
With
of
spices, right? Here, no spices, nothing. Nothing.
The only time we will not spices is Pesach.
No, this
Because-
nothing. Nothing. Just put it on.
Delicious.
It's
On Pesach,
delicious.
I have a this that is grill, the fire.
This is nothing. This is like shawarma, but no spices. No spices. You don't have to put any spices.
So the chicken has flavor from the salt that is salted to take out.
Yeah.
The blood, that's it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the flavor.
Yeah.
And the skin don't get burned, nothing.
No.
It's very like
Skin gets
It's very good. It's very good. And then you just take a scissor and you cut the chicken and you cut it in pieces.
glaze. It's very smart.
Yeah.
The whole house is smelled from chicken now because of it.
The whole house smells it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
Shabbos.
it smells Shabbos, you know whatever. So I say like this: there's 5 nakudas over here.
You love using scissors on Shabbos?
Yeah, why not? It's a cooking scissor. It's not it's a different scissor. I mean, the kids end up using it in the middle of the week to cut their thing, but it's a kitchen
Cheers.
scissor. Yeah,
There's like a
The one
spring
that-
in the back too.
yeah, it has
It's stronger, much stronger.
it's yeah. It's a good scissor.
It's not like a peeler on Shabbos. It's like a
No. It's like a knife. What's the difference? It's not much like a knife. It's 2 knives with a hinge. So I guess number one, I was thinking 5 nakudas here. The problem here is that if you cooked it kamaychal and soy before Shabbos, you don't have to have good ktuma. But the problem is we're not cooking it kamaychal and soy before Shabbos.
Either
Cook.
you fully cook before Shabbos, or
Or start it a minute before Shabbos. So if you
It's
start,
not good.
otherwise, yeah. So one thing I was the main 2 things really is like this. That l'choira there's a blech. The problem with the blech is azot. The problem with the blech is that a Moshe Mashal in the tshuva that we saw said that Bisman Hazeh we don't need a blech. But he says Ilu Yitzur. Why?
I did fire or
Yeah. He says Machal we don't need a blech. Why? So Chazal said,
do chazar on a fire.
yeah, no, Chazor is shenandish. Chazor is andish. Chazor is different. No, he was not talking about Chazor. Because Chazor is needed kimevashel. It's a different thing. It's needed.
Yes.
Leaving it on the fire.
Leave it in the fire. Why Shemi Chatav? So he says Chazal never said Shema Yovi Oid Eitzim. Now, what happens when you turn the knob? You're bringing new gas.
More heat.
Or if you're a thing like this, if you're adding electrons. So,
We're making stay out for long.
well, wait a minute. That's why I want to say it's Nishpasha. So he said that that's not part of Gzeres Chazal. He says, but Lapoil, Minig Yisrael, they put a blech. He says, but the blech has to be on the fire. Lapoil, that's what Chazal said. Guru Tum is on the fire. If you want L'chumra Ba'alma to cover the knobs, cover the knobs.
In addition.
And yeah. Now, there are shittas that hold that knobs are very important to cover. The Rosh Hashiva in Lakewood, the Haltman, but this is Dvarim Shabbat Peh, because I never read what he said, so I can't say the
The
lomdus.
blech have to be like an egg.
Yeah. Yeah, likuva.
If you have the button here, if you have the big,
Can you add time? Meaning
on Shabbos?
Yeah, you come and you see, this is gonna have another hour. Let me turn the knob. You obviously not touching anything. You're just adding time. Is that allowed?
I want to get to that in a second. I'm not sure. I don't think it's allowed, but I don't know.
Because you're not doing anything.
Right. But this is what I want to say. Even a Moshe Feinstein said that today you don't need a block, but Kleisol does. But he was talking about something else. He was talking about when you're gonna add gas or you're gonna add electric.
Yeah, that's something.
But you're gonna add time. He wasn't talking about that. Who says Bachlal is also we're not gonna add time. I'm saying, but to say that now there's exated that Abona, maybe you're gonna add time. All you could do. I hear, maybe I should break the knob. I hear now that I never even noticed that it has a button that you could put sear, and then there is roast. And I'm not sure if sear means more. Ich darf ausgefunden, and if to read the manual.
He said he went to the restaurant. So she meant that the chicken should be born outside, not inside.
So that will mean
like great.
Like so 10 seat, but the folks the outside.
To know in this machine if the kachahu, then it's a problem. Then
take 1 second. The name of the machine. Google it. Yeah. What's sear mean? That's it.
I never even noticed this thing. So the timer, I would say, is less of a shaila because it's not Shem Yechata B'Gecholam. Shem Yosef's man. Vula is a mutter b'chlal. Vim tim tzalom az osur. Nicht wegen dem Rabashi geret. Nicht wegen dem Ravina geret. Loiba ze divra chachamim v'chananya. So Elamai.
Maybe Chata B'Cholam means they want to make it last longer, the fire.
Yeah. That could be something.
Is adding heat and is adding time.
Because when you playing with
whenever we said we said, because anyway, because till tomorrow it'll be, we don't find, it seems like, because he wants Lamahir to be Shula. Lamahir to be Shula. Not she's Bashaloid. Lamahir to be Shula. So many times.
The fire becomes
the whole concept of Chitu is that you want
Lamahir to be Shula. That's what it sounds like. Lamahir to be Shula. So let me go through quickly what I wrote down. 5 levels of defense. To say that this is not Aish is a Shvacha Taina, because that would have to go into the whole Shiloh. What's the definition of Aish? I think it's a very Shvacha Taina to say.
He says these things get red in the back.
Yeah.
No, red is mamish fire.
So L'choyre red is fire.
If I put something all black.
Okay, it's totally in the machloikas from Sunday, right?
If I put a
what's considered Aish? What's considered Aish? Okay. So forget about that little line of defense. Second thing is,
and the fire is covered though. It's in a tube.
No, but if I put a paper,
if you put a paper onto the red, it's gonna light it up.
You could put a piece of paper on the column also.
And on what?
On
the column, yeah, exactly. It's fine.
I forget about the first line of defense. Second one is that Bismanenu, like Ramosh says, who says you need to have a Grufuk Tumah Bachlal. And even if you do need to have a Grufuk Tumah, that would be if you could add gas or add electrons. But if all you could do is add time, is Labdavka.
Third or lower the time too.
What happens? Same thing.
Either way.
Right? With exactly the same shadow. Third line of defense is.
1 second, lower the time that means you make it cook faster.
It's a timer.
Shut off earlier.
You see, this thing is working without electricity. It's a timer. Tick, tick, tick.
Are you doing like a Shabbos clock or like an electric?
Yeah, this is the clock. Whatever. This is the clock. You see the clock.
Mechanically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tick, tick, tick.
Yeah.
Number 3, the third line of defense is. It's a shvacha line of defense, but most of the Rishonim passing against Rabashi, but a few Rishonim passing like Rabashi. And we're going to learn something in the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch, but the Eved, if he did like Rabashi, we're not going to say it's also to eat the meat. Rabashi said in the second, the Boy Seima, that it's only Bebise Agumri you have a problem. And Rashi and Toysus learn, not like the Rambam. What's up, Shat Bisri Agumri? Whenever the door is opened, that's called Bisri Agumri. Whenever the door is closed, we're not Chosh Hashem Yachata B'Gachol. So even though Most of the Rishonim disagree with that. But yois the smag and smag paskin like Rav Ashi. Usually the loch is like Rav Ashi. So mamash ayoyis mukal shas. The loch is not like Rav Ashi, and the Rishonim say because it's mashma for the Gemorrah later v'chulu. But it's a mamash achidush dova. The loch should not be like Rav Ashi. And we paskin the Alter Rebbe paskins in Shulchan Aruch Harav. The b'diavad, if a person followed Rav Ashi, we're not going to give a knas. Because even though we don't paskin like Rav Ashi, but yours is Rishonim paskin like Rav Ashi, we're not give a knas. Yesh mal palpal harba baze, and there's. I don't want to go into the palpul.
The knas is usually that he won't be able to eat it on Motzei Shabbos.
Right, till Motzei Shabbos, and the fourth line of defense is that there's a machlokes Rashi and Rambam, as I mentioned. What's the of tuach betit? According to Rambam, tuach betit is if he's going to break the tit and open it up, the wind is going to come in and ruin the food. According to Rashi, it's going to remember Shabbos. So could be this rubber band is good enough. Maybe so what's the shear? How much teeth do you have to put? I think it's as wrong. And if you
don't open, it's make different how long it take it to do.
No,
left the door and it's doing it.
So then you could go.
Runs out.
No, the vort is that according to Rashi, the teeth helps because by the time he opens the teeth, he remembers the Shabbos.
Right.
So what should be a difference of a rubber band or teeth? If you learn like that Rambam, that the tit makes that it's airtight. So this is not airtight. The rubber band doesn't make it airtight. But if you learn like a Rashi, that the word is that by the time he takes off the tit, he'll remember Shabbos. So there's a svara to say that this is just as good. My last line of defense is that if you make a heket on the knobs, so emes take, someone's going to say that the Moshe never said to put a heket on the knobs. He said to put it on the fire. And also, if you want on the knobs, and for me to go paskin like the Shishim in Lakewood, first of all, I didn't read what he had to say. Second of all, it's a paslach nishmakal. Okay, I'm sorry. Jokes aside, Shishim Purim Kamach. But anyway, we see that the Welt is not knowing that way. Again, it's just kind of the fact that the Welt it goes whatever. You put a blech, as always given on by Yidden. You put a blech to cover the fire. So when the electricity came out, the gas came out. I don't know if it's such a raya from Minig Yisrael, but anyway, ein donim efsher misha e efsher. You can't put a blech over there. It's not shaykh to put a blech.
This is the blech.
Right. So if taket, so this is a shvach taket. This blech is a shvach blech.
It's going to help because it's not doing anything to the coil.
I'm saying betziruf. It's only betziruf. I wouldn't use only this because lepoil Chazal say that you have to cover the fire. But also lepoil Chazal only said shem yachata begacholim, and over here it's not shaykh yachata begacholim. All he can do is be moisav zman and poicha zman. That's b'chlal not what a bashi had in the thing. So for a b'chlal not exeda, I could put the b'chlal not a blech.
Right.
For something which is b'chlal probably not part of the gzeira, I could put a blech, which is probably not mamish the blech.
About to put the chicken inside, and let's say I want Shabbos morning, I want the chicken, and it should start only 10 o'clock in the morning.
That's a separate shaila. That's about using anything in the oven with a timer. So ungenommen by Yidden that this is also the shaila is why it's
I'm start cooking on Shabbos morning.
Right. Because that's awesome. Kilo Baskel
Because I said Shabbat Chamelach that your kelim should show it also.
No, but we paskin like Basil that there's no mitzvah shvisas kelim. So
no, but it will be like Yom Chol. If you
it would almost be like no, but there's other things. It's mashmiya coil and all the things.
Something like my mash machine. I could not make machine.
Right, that anything which is mashmiya coil and Shabbos and it sounds like the Yid is doing malacha. We use timers on AC because given the dosh by Rabban, everyone knows already. This is ongoing by Klal Yisrael. It's a whole sugya, Originally, there was a whole people if you could use Shabbos.
Otherwise, I could do my dishwasher and my everything. I put in timer.
When timers came out, there was a big pilpul because it mitzad mashmiya koil and Shabbos. Okay. We're oyster the matirim, but to me and you today, that debate is nishnagaya. Ali Yidin was annoyed that he doesn't use timers.
I asked him, says,
And there was a air conditioner, should also not use a timer.
maybe he doesn't.
Could be, maybe doesn't, maybe doesn't.
Who?
So, but Ali Yidden are annoyed to use it. So I'm saying
Those are the
for a air conditioning, which Ali Yidden's an annoying. So when you walk into a Yiddish house and you hear boom and the air conditioner turns on, you don't chas from choshed that he
Or the lights.
or the lights turn on. You're not choshed because you know already Allah tu and das azay. But metut nicht azay lagabi other things lagabi bishul. So anyway, never mind. Let's go back to.
The Goyish affected and he built the refrigerator to then he had Shabbos mode.
It does have a Shabbos mode. Yeah, it's unbelievable. That's a good thing.
the learner said, learner the sugya that the hot plates because you don't see the coils
Yeah.
under, so it's not so. It's like it's almost like it's too.
Right, that goes into the shaila we spoke if maziv is considered a grufik tum or not, but that's tachamachloikis. It's tachamachloikis if the fact that it's.
You see the fire though.
What's the difference? The point of the chisaron the maziv lamand omer as a chisaron is because it's not a heker because it's always there. So I can't see why it should be better than that machloikis. I can't see it. I could see it like that machloikis.
Right.
We say leikid is
Like that.
din is lechumra. The only reason I see hot plate being good is you can't be gruf like Shmir Shabbos Kachos says from Shlomo Zalman. What are you going to do? You make a high low? You can't.
You can't
Good.
cook with that.
You can make a timer. Or you can make the heat more or less. More or less the heat.
It's very good. It's very good. Very good. The hot plate doesn't get too hot. So it's very nice. Food is perfect.
No, but not on Shabbos. You can't make it on Shabbos hot.
As a knob.
But you're allowed to do it on Shabbos? It should be.
No.
I'll tell you what.
Touch it.
The only cooler really here is because most of the food you put is already cooked when the sun sets. The problem with this machine is only that you're cooking it on Shabbos, and to cook it before Shabbos, it's already they might as well put this machine in the garbage because chicken usually doesn't take more than 2.5 hours to cook. So what are you going to put it on? You can put it on an hour before the Rebenshin. Usually we don't have the suda until 2 or 3 hours after.
2 hours later.
Right. So then you might as well not use it. So I'll go through the 5 Nakudas again. To say the coils are not Aish is very shvach, according to the Alter Rebbe. That the Alter Rebbe says Matech is not like the Raiva that's called Mavashal, it's called Faba Mavi. And the Mitzvah maybe, well, I want to talk a little more about it because my angefallen like a dank. We'll talk about it. But so then the second thing is that maybe all Tanurim today is not Gor V'Kotum. There's no need for Gor V'Kotum because there's no Shem Yechat V'Gecholim because there's no Gecholim. He's going to bring more Eitzim. Befrat if something has only a timer. Befrat if something has only a timer, which that's not what Abashi and Avina was talking about, and Hananya and Chom were talking about. Maybe it's even Mut. Third line of defense is that maybe we should pass like the Sefer Truma that anytime there's a door that closes, that's good. At least we in the Shulchan Aruch said the Avad that it's good enough. That if a person did it, we're not going to give him a knas. The fourth line of defense is we pass him like Rashi. The tuach betit is going to remind them of Shabbos. So maybe if you put that rubber band, that's like tuach betit. And the fifth line of defense is that you could put a blech over the dial. You're not putting a blech over the fire. Okay. So that's why the second and fifth defense are really go together. Which is that Chacham were probably not talking about when they made the Gzeidim, Zinish Geret having that machine. You a little bit choshish, okay? So for the Shvacha Blech will go good for the Shvacha Chash. For a real Chash of Lachat Gecholim, you need to have a real Blech. And that has to be on the fire. A hefsek, Bein HaKadeda Ve'Eish, Bein HaBosar Ve'Eish. But to a fake Chash, you can have a fake Blech. A schwache Chash can run a schwache blech. A starke Chash can run a starke blech. That's as good as I can do for the machine. I can't do any better.
Well, you keep it on the week.
Rav's machmer to eat hot food on Shabbos.
As always, Klal Yisrael to chugget it. That the Yid that doesn't need hot food on Shabbos,
Where do you keep it this whole week?
We keep it on top of the. We have an extra freezer in the back. So you keep
Oh,
it on
okay.
top of the
To
freezer.
remove it and put it there.
Yeah.
Okay, you take a half of the.
Yeah, it eats up a lot of space. So you keep it on top of the freezer again.
And when somebody come up with a blech now, it's like folded like a book.
Yeah, I
Boom,
see.
boom,
Is it
So-
safe?
100%.
Yeah. Well, I'm just these things have to make sure the electricity things.
For the Chinese brands.
Yeah,
Everything is Chinese. Isn't it?
quality control over there is so schwache Sache.
Fire safety hazard.
And yeah, they save frutas and they build things that are sakona. Okay.
It's probably also made in China.
Yeah, what's not made in China, guys?
For sure.
Yeah, it's not. It's made in China.
Everything is made in
Even that Iran rocket made in China.
Okay, the
Excuse me, Rebbe.
let's learn a little
Rebbe?
Shulchan Aruch in a minute.
Yes.
Rebbe?
I can hear. Ask.
Hello?
I can hear.
Yeah. Okay, great. First of all, what does it mean with the? First of all, what kind of equipment are you talking about? This machine? I didn't hear what you said. What kind of machine this is that you were talking about now with 5 lines of defense?
Yeah.
What's the name of the machine?
The name of the machine is Ranco Rotisserie.
Showtime.
Oh, it's a
Showtime.
rotisserie.
You're,
Okay,
you're,
rotisserie.
you're
Okay,
on
now-
the phone. I can't show it to you.
Yeah, I know, because I didn't have a chance to put myself on Zoom before you started to share, so I'm on the
Right.
phone.
I could
But
send
that's
you
all
a
right.
picture.
Ranco is
Check the
all right. If you can send me a picture
Oh,
by
he's on
text or email, whichever one, please.
I'll send you a picture right
You-
after the shear.
By text or email, which one?
I'll
Because you
send
can
it
do
to
either one
you
if
by
you
the
want.
text. I'll send you by the text.
Okay, fine. Ranco is R as in Robert, A-N as in Nancy, C-O.
Yeah.
That's the name of the company, I guess.
Yes.
All right, rotisserie is like Sean Tree. Rotisserie is like they make barbecue chicken on, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Another quick thing is you're talking about the plaster. The plaster, breaking open the seal from the plaster. Is that the door? You talking about the door?
The door has like a rubber band to seal it shut.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's like tuach betit. It's like how she says when I have this plaster around the door reminds you of Shabbos. By the time you break it, you remember Shabbos.
Okay. So it has plaster on the door. So the plaster is like a rubber band.
Yeah, it's like a
Right?
rubber band that makes the door shut.
Instead of having a rubber band, you have plaster. Right? Instead of a
Yes,
rubber band, you have
yes.
plaster
Yeah.
closing the door.
Yeah.
So once you break the rubber band or the plaster, then you remind yourself of Shabbos and you'll stop doing whatever you're doing. Right?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
And one other quick thing is, why is the wind harmful? The Zika is the wind, right? Zika is
It's
the
hard
wind.
to
Why is
understand.
that
I don't know.
harmful?
I mean, that's
One is what?
I don't know. They had a different way of cooking in the time of Shas. That the wind would ruin the meat if the wind went into the oven, or like Rashi when the wind touched the psagdi or oif. It's hard to imagine why. I don't know.
Yeah. But that's only if the door is open that the wind would go in, right?
Right.
It's called hangover.
So that's only that because the oven is Tanner. We're talking about a Tanner here. The Tanner is totally
Right.
sealed, right?
Right.
So only if the
Right.
door is
If
open,
it's
the wind
open,
go
then
in.
the wind. Right. When you open it,
Because the
then
door is
wind comes
open
in.
in the Tanner. Right. The
Yeah.
wind comes in. I so just take it as a given. So say that the wind is no good for the meat. Right?
I can't hear
Yes?
you so well. Maybe I'll give you a
because
call
the
after
people are
the shiur. I'm
talking.
missing.
No, the people are talking while I'm talking to you. If you tell the people to be quiet, then you'll hear me.
I'll give you a call after the shiur so you can ask me more befrotis.
No, you don't have to. The people will be quiet. I wouldn't have to bother you for the people for you to call me.
Simon Reish Nun Daled.
All right. Where do we get up to in the Gemara, by the way?
We got up to the Gemorrah, 2 dots.
Yeah.
Where it says Tonu Rabbanon.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to make sure. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay. Simon Reish Nun Daled, page Kuf Lamed. Geworden ist, bei Simon Reish Nun Gimel, Shabbos Achai, Mutter L'Shoysa, Samalach Sheikh, Philip Betan, Shane Gore Vekotter. We explained That Bosor Chai, you're allowed to put even before the sun sets, even a Tana Shana go to the cotton. When we said if it's in a pot, because in a pot things don't cook so quickly. Masir died to men at Lamaka person Masir das till tomorrow. And a whole night it could cook without chitum gecholim. Udim tzlish and it's labikdei. The same thing as meat in a pot without liquid. Aval betzlisa like a cholim, but if it's ala esh, it's a barbecue. It's on top of the gecholim. If it's eitzel like a cholim, gabi gecholim. Either way, it's also la shoysa sham afilu chai afilu matach tan of kisat pitan lafish atzli shein agderem afsekas bein lag gecholim. And my head is so litzless very much. The yochli gamish yoroyla so the savai levi is yochush shema yishkach shuhu Shabbos. Alter was explaining Shittas Rashi very well. We're scared they'll forget it's Shabbos. Elim kein toch betit sove vakisa. Shows ein chashem shem yatriach kol kach. Listerati kitich velo yisker ala Shabbos. It's a double negative lashon. Ein chashishim lo yisker ala Shabbos. We're not chashish that a guy is going to break the whole tichuy and not remember Shabbos. In other words, for sure he'll remember it Shabbos by the time he'll remember it Shabbos. It's in every case, because according to we passing like Rashi, so that as soon as he puts teeth around the tanur, he sealed the tanur. And now, by the time he breaks it, he's going to remember it's Shabbos. So what's the difference if it's sleep, if it's in the kededa, if it was kukemachel in the soil, it was not kukemachel soil. The bottom line is he's never going to be mechat b'gecholim because by the time he opens it, he remembers it's Shabbos. Kol zeh b'basa shor ve'ez ayal godul. Okay, yotzim minim shebesarim kosher. Siv base. Page kuf lamed aleph.
What's the difference between Gedi and S? The Gedi is the small one.
The Gedi,
it's much softer.
It's Gedi is.
Ez is Dr. Hard.
S is
Ez
the big
is
one.
very,
The Gedi is
yeah, baby.
Kol zeh b'basa shor ve'ez. Oy ayal godul kitz minim shebesarim kosher. Ve'en chmazik al b'sag Gedi.
Yeah, chicken also cooks fat.
Okay, yotzim shebesar minim shebesarim rach v'ruach mazik loy.
What's that rule? It's like it's dried out.
I don't know. I don't know what that. Mutter litzlois agab gechol meitzl gechol. Tech tan machutz. Ave b'shein tuch betit. Ben shochai lagamre ben sheitz litzlois. Litze kemay chavada so lefish bevad lo yigal piatan kede lachatas begechol. Kim yishuruach mazik labasa. The ruach will give mazik the basa. Med vor ma monim check di voy femunu tachem lachatichos. Avlim em shleim em ruach mazik lahem. But he didn't kebasa shervez v'chol zman shachala laguf shalom afa pishein olav roish ukrov. Nikre shalom lenyan zeh. Shatzlos maginas alav mibachnim shalo yazik lo yaruach. This is the problem here. Why? Because later the Gemorrah is going to say that Korban Pesach, the day after Purim, we're busy with baking matzah and learning about the Korban Pesach.
Today, Dafayom is talking about matzah. Serious.
Oh yeah, wow. I brought this. That the Gemara says that Bnei Chabur is rizimei. That even if it's Erev Shabbos, you're allowed to roast the Korban Pesach. Bnei Chabur, you're making the Korban Pesach. Today I had a certain issue that I with the person who's baking in the oven, the guy who was taking out the matzah. I told him instructions. People don't like to get instructions, but I hate giving instructions. But echad mi bnei hachabura, at a film verstanden what the hiddur is. I was nervous because the problem is that a lot of time when you break the matzah, I see a matzah. My father does it. I help him. Not the kfula. Sometimes you see that it's not baked well. I'm breaking it. The din is if chutim nimshachim imeno, it's chometz. Now, when you buy in the store, you're never going to know chutim not chutim because it dries up. How are you going to know if it's within an hour of baking? You're going to know. So they have a trick. The bakeries they put the matzahs very close to the oven. So they hedge
after they stack it up.
They stack it up very close. Why? Because then
the
heat
from the oven
drying it out.
Right.
Dry.
So I told the baker, I don't like when the matzahs. Do me a favor, could you please put it here? So he started asking me. He almost understood what I want, and he was going to listen. Echad mibnei achabura. And he started screaming at him, and he thought I meant the other way. The baker started screaming, I'm walking away from the job today. That's what they all do. Okay, Shine, I'll try it for next year. First of all, I should have started with the tip. I gave instructions before the tip. I figured I'd give instructions. Then I'll tell them $50 if you follow through. But Echem ibnei Achabura schon zugekommen, hat ein bisschen geholfen, and the guy got a little hot under the collar. Okay, I'm leaving the job. Okay, leaving the job. Okay, so I'm just describing a little bit how the Bnei
Why it's a nafkamina to have?
No, nice, but
All the bakers are intense.
but even the nicest guys, the guy that
They don't like when you talk to them. I'm the boss.
right. So I want him always that he should put new gloves. So, guy, the same thing. I'd right away tell him, I'm giving you a tip, but I'm asking a toiva, but I also, I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to. I'm giving you a tip, but I want you should change the gloves every time you do the dough, not only every 18 minutes. Anyway, the Bnei
Yeah,
Chabura
what's the
get.
big deal to change the gloves? Come on, that's no big deal.
No, it's a headache.
It's a headache. These guys work hard, and they don't like people giving them instructions.
It's the rubber. I change every.
Every
I know you.
I change when I work. I change gloves literally every few minutes.
I understand, but
Every
some of these
dish.
workers, and the ladies also have to be very on top of it to make sure that they're changing the gloves every 18 minutes. Really, it's the mashgiach's job. Whatever.
At least 18 minutes. You're
I
talking
change
about
every 5 minutes.
He's talking about couple,
Right.
every minute.
Right.
Like
I want that every few minutes when he does a new dough, because when they're doing a lot, so they can do, they're doing doughs every 3-4 minutes, and they have 2-3 clocks, and they're looking at every dough on that clock, on the clock of that dough. So
you don't want to be a muscle.
That's very strong.
so that person that does it,
And it break his back because you have to.
Yeah, you got to be a giver to do it. So I'm just describing the Bnei Chabura werden azoi. When you get into Chabura, wird ungehitzt. So the Gemara says the Bnei Chabura tzoyla the Korban Pesach. Don't worry, the Machatam Begecholim. Don't worry, it's not going to happen. So the Gemara asked, I don't understand. Anyway, it's a Gdi. So by Gdi, we're not Choshish. So the Gemara says.
Korban Pesach is like this?
Yeah, it could be a Gdi.
Oh.
So the Gemara answers that the ruach is only kosher if the gedi is menutach lenetochim, but if the gedi is sholem, the ruach is not mazik.
Because it's a whole...
And the Rishonim explain because the tzloas are megan, therefore they say it doesn't matter that you cut off the head or cut off the legs. So because the tzloas are megan, that's the problem here. Because that's the problem, because the chicken is not going to help to cut off a wing. It's nicht helfen. That's still called a gedi sholem.
And here is a full chicken.
It's a full chicken. It's still a full chicken.
Schnitzel out. It gets dried up. When it's on the bone, it doesn't get dried up.
Right. The tzloas are megan. So that's the.
How you clean it after it? Right? A lot of oil from the chicken spill out. Well, how you clean it? Oh, so it's a
It's a job.
it's a job to clean it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patricia is cleaning it.
Full of grease.
Whatever her name is.
Exactly, huh?
Full of grease.
Yeah, it gets greasy and
The whole thing.
yeah, it's a spritzer, it's a job.
That's what I'm saying. The oven that have in the house is self-cleaning.
No, this is
hand cleaning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we should stop already. I mean, I don't know. The pearl is no minion. So
Yeah, no.
if you want to finish the sif, okay. Okay, so let's finish the sif.
What's the
Makol Mokim, Im Nitzle, the third paragraph from the top. Im Nitzle Meboide Mishnei Tzdodav, Kameichel Ben Dertzoi, Mutla Shoysa, Filu Sholem. If it was cooked from both sides, Kameichel Ben Dertzoi, now it's not a problem. You're allowed to leave it. Afilu Sholem, Afilu Basar, Shoyer, Ve'ez, Afilu Chutz Latanur. Lagecholim or Eitza Lagecholim, because we paskin like Chananya, the Ashkenazim. We paskin like Chananya. That once it's cooked Kameichel Ben Dertzoi, we're not Chosh Hashem Yechata Begecholim. So once it's cooked Kameichel Ben Dertzoi, you have no problem at all. Then it goes off on a tangent. Aflo also like the Rambam and the Rif. And they pass like that Rabbanim Chananya, and they say it's also lahashas gedei bekira shein glufik tum kol shman shemet samik v'yafaloi, which we don't pass in that way. Mikol makom betzli shemunach al gabi gecholim mamish. If it's mamish on the gecholim, oidem hem shemuter keshenitzle k'maychem b'desoyim b'yoy. The kivin shigir l'maychel b'enderusoi im yechata b'gecholim yechsher chabos. This is the way the Ran and the Rambam learn. They learn different. What does it mean? Bisra Gumri. They learn it's mamish Bisra Gumri. And they say when it's mamish on the gecholim, once it's already Michael ben Drusoi, if it's sitting mamish on the coals, so then if he's going to be mechat gecholim, he's going to ruin it. But tzli ala gecholim mamish osala shoyse sham afila im kainitz afil ela im kainitz lakol kach b'yem ashu matzamak veraloi. Again, leho oisrim shoyim lahashas kadein al gabi kida calls man shem matzamak v'yafaloi. Ukvarn is bar sham shamina kamatidim. We are makel Ashkenazim hold like Rashi and Tosfos, and we're makel like Shananya, like the matidim lahashas kadein al kol shen is bar sham kamaychem and the soim b'yem is a mutal lahashas that's lishinitz kamaychem and the soim b'yem after chutz latana samach legacholim. Even if it's chutz latana, as long as it's kamaychem and the soim, kol shen gab kacholim mamish. Actually, tzorich lizor. Sheyamte lahos rabosam gab kacholim Shabbos lach shekachol kova gachol shalayich beklum besiluk kabos aleim sheina doim belakter shemut besal kemal gab gacholim Shabbos k'mishkos b'semeration gimul fisheina k'deire mechabos klal aval abosam mechabos k'tzaz b'moyla noitet mem besiluk mehem.
There's the fact.
Yeah, runs off. So therefore, if any time by the way, they didn't
I'm
have
surprised.
grades.
They mamish put it on
They used
top.
to, right. They used
Because
to
even when we make barbecue, we have
grades.
grades.
Grapes were not cheap in those days. And they had different mahalchim, and also they wanted to preserve the
Because
heat.
the minute you touch it, it's going to burn the meat.
It seems that they used to put meat on the cholamanish. So therefore you have to wait a Shabbos till the cholam turn into ashes. And then you can eat your meat. And then you'll shake off the ashes. But if you're going to do before that, it could be chas v'sholem that he's going to be mechabed the go. Okay.
Mama's the Gemorrah that we learned today.
It's
Like literally.
Right. That's why
That's why you don't want more food before.
Right.
Sure.
Okay, very good.
Tomorrow is Rebbe coming?
Should be Rebbe, sorry about Rebbe. It's Reish Nun Daled. Reish Nun Daled is the
yes.
shift. That's just make sure I heard you right. It's 254, right?
254, yes.
In English, in regular numbers, so to say. Okay.
Yes.
The only other thing the thing I was trying to tell you before is that basically you're saying with the wind, we just take it as a given that the wind is harmful for the meat, even in today's times, right?
Yeah, that the Gemara says that the wind is harmful for only certain meats, chicken and gedirach.
The gedi is not harmful for?
No, it is. It's harmful for a young gedi, and it's harmful for chicken.
Right. For chicken, for basar ice, in other words.
Yeah.
Is that in today's? Would that be applied today's times also?
Yeah, that's what the Gemara says.
The one on the right.
Even in today's times, and our time today would also be
100%.
harmful. The wind would also be harmful, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. That's all I wanted to say before that. We just take it as a given without understanding what's the idea behind it.
Right.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Rabbi.
Sure.
All right,
Thank you
thank
everyone
you.
for joining the Shir.
Yes,
Shazara kosher afreilichem Pesach.
Amen.
Amen.